This could be the reason why you're single. I'll explain why in a second, but to start, I got a question for you. If you could only ask one question in order to get to know someone, what would it be?
Why are you single? Why are you single? Why are you single?
Don't do that and be an idiot like me. But if you are an idiot like me and want to ask that question, you might end up learning a lot about someone. Like for example, if they say,
I'm not single.
You know you have to follow up with,
Are you sure about that?
I am hating myself, why am I making this video? But for real, have you ever just looked at someone and wondered, how the heck could that person be single?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. I'm wondering myself, actually.
Well, let me tell you, there's usually a reason why. Maybe it's the fact that they have big expectations.
This is my type, alright? 6'3", tan, dark brown curly hair, brown eyes, football player, Christian.
I think that's like 6'1", that's close enough I think.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm missing is that I'm 6'3" and I played college football.
What you say?
Everything else.
On the other hand, some people have smaller expectations.
If your legs are really skinny,
Oh
that's
my
gonna be an
God.
issue. It's really superficial. I'm sorry, I cannot. If your legs are skinnier than mine, it's not gonna happen.
Now the problem with expectations is that they can turn people into puzzle pieces. Let's say your whole life is like a puzzle. Okay, that's not in focus. Let's try this one more time. Let's say your whole life is like a... Bro, are you serious? Third time's the charm, I guess. Let's say your whole life is like a puzzle and you're the puzzle maker. Each piece represents a hobby or an experience or a person that's shaping your life into what you want it to be. A relationship then, like any other puzzle piece, is just you trying to fill a gap in your life. Now for some people, they're not concerned about filling this particular gap at this given moment. They're much more concerned about other parts of their puzzle. Whether that's the guy who's really enjoying his job and doesn't have time for someone else right now, or it's the college student who's
Focus on getting my bag first.
These people have prioritized other things above a relationship. They're single by choice. They're also not the people we're talking about today. Today we're talking about the people who really want a relationship and really want to fill this gap and have tried to fill this gap, but they try, and every single piece doesn't seem to fit in quite perfectly with their expectations and deal breakers. Now, deal breakers like
Oh, if you talk over me, like if the
aren't
conversation.
innately bad. But if you have deal breaker after deal breaker after deal breaker, then there comes a point when it becomes really hard for you to find a puzzle piece that fits right in. And that means problems for you, but also for the other people involved too. Take this guy for example.
I'm not interested in girls that like me.
Aight, we get it, you poll.
He does. He pulls. Pulls cute girls. That's the thing.
I don't do anything to the ones that I want and reject the ones that like me, so it's not a good combo.
Did you hear that?
I don't do anything to the ones that I want and reject the ones that like me.
Isn't that the problem with love? Sometimes the people that like us, they don't fit into our puzzle. But sometimes the people we like, we don't fit into their puzzle. And if you stick to that last part, if we try to fit into puzzle after puzzle after puzzle, and we just can't seem to find the right puzzle, then we start to think,
I have no game.
come on, it can't be that bad, right?
How does it usually go when you're interested in someone then?
Hi, I'm Jermaine. What's your name?
Aight, maybe it's a little bad, man.
Does she give you the name usually?
That's what rejection does to us. It gets us to think that we'll never find a puzzle that we'll fit in with. And worst case scenario, if this happens enough, we start to think that we're not a good puzzle piece to begin with. But what if I told you we've been looking at this all wrong? Remember when I said, let's say your whole life is like a puzzle and you're the puzzle maker. If you're frustrated because you can't find the right person to fit into your puzzle, or if you're sad because you've started to believe that you'll never fit into anyone else's puzzle, I want you to remember, people aren't puzzle pieces. Let me explain. If you're trying to fit into someone else's puzzle, you view yourself as a puzzle piece. But if you're trying to get other people to fit into your puzzle, you view other people as puzzle pieces. But that doesn't make any sense. How can half of us be puzzle pieces and the other half not? That's why I think we're all puzzle masters and none of us are puzzle pieces. Each puzzle piece is just a single characteristic of our life. So it's not so much about looking for the right puzzle piece as it is about looking for the right puzzle. What I mean by this is that there are always going to be pieces of someone else's puzzle that turn you off. And if there are enough of these pieces, the puzzle's going to start looking really ugly. But if it's just one piece that's slightly the wrong shade, you're not going to notice it when the puzzle's finished. And even if the pieces that are currently in place don't match your favorite color, as long as you like where the puzzle is headed, the current pieces don't matter. So pay less attention to the pieces and pay more attention to the puzzle. All this is to say there's absolutely nothing wrong with being single. I think it's really dope actually. But if you don't want to be single and you're frustrated because you can't seem to find the right person, then maybe you've been looking at things the wrong way. Yes, have expectations. Yes, have preferences. Yes, have deal breakers. But also remember that the beauty of a puzzle is in the totality of it, not in a single piece.
That's gonna be my next boyfriend, NBA player.
I'll play you in basketball right now if I win.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm married.